At some point, I'm gonna have to reevaluate how I'm writing all of these dope intros for these podcasts. My manager needs to be fired. Anyway,
Mm,
welcome,
mm, mm,
welcome,
mm,
welcome,
mm,
welcome to
mm,
the
mm.
Liftoff Indie Podcast. My name is DRay, the producer, and to my right, Miss Lady 100%. What it is, co-host.
What it is, good morning. First of all, let's start off with this good morning and thank you everyone for joining us once again. We love and appreciate everybody taking the time out to sit on this podcast with my wonderful co host, the Mr. Producer.
Thank you. Facts, facts, facts. So let's get some business. We got a very exciting podcast today. So let's get our little business out the way. Intern, we want to talk about Melon. Melon is our corporate sponsor. So check this out, y'all.
Are you tired with your boring podcast with no kind of flavor? You need some Melon in your life. Melon is a web-based recording streaming studio that enables creators like you to record content and go live with ease. Professional quality to invite your friends to your show. Now you can get with that, or you can get with this. Melon. No downloads required, tons of customizations. Record from desktop, laptop, and mobile. Join the revolution. Join Melon. melonapp.com.
We want to thank the people at Melon. That this Melon platform is very, very dope, and we want to thank them for being our corporate partner. So, without further ado, Miss Lady, we have our
Yes.
guest on, and it's very rare that you run into an artist where you say that is a dope. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
in
right.
this day and age of everybody sounding alike and everybody trying to do this and everybody trying to do that, when you find an artist that has found their own lane, that's
Mm.
one thing. But when they're like a grand master Jedi in that lane, we
Ugh.
got to bring them on the lift off and talk to them. So
Oh, that's
without
that's
further
the
ado,
perfect name. Jedi.
right?
That was the
Yes,
perfect
indeed,
name.
indeed. So without further ado, we're gonna bring on my good friend MC extraordinaire Demi Dayy is in the building. What it is, Demi? What it is? Welcome to the lift off.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the lift off, Miss Demi.
Thank you. What's up?
I'm a
You
fire.
need to be bowing on that them hand
You
claps.
know what I
You have to
mean?
bow down
Yeah.
to the queen.
Good gracious. Goodness, here we go. So, Demi, it's great to see you. Great for you. It's great for us for you to be here. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from?
Word up. Thank you for having me. My name is Demi Dayy. I'm a hip hop artist. I live in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, by way of Upper Marlboro, Maryland.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, again, welcome, 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 welcome. I can't stop smiling. When DRay told me that you was coming on our show, I've been smiling since Friday. So
Okay.
my cheeks hurt. My cheeks hurt right now.
So, I have to say this before we start. I met Demi. Was it 2018? Was
That's
that the there
about
was
right.
a it was
Yep.
it was a tornado benefit. There was a tornado that had went through a city in North Carolina, and the artists got together to do like a benefit concert, and I met Demi at that benefit, and immediately I said to myself, male or female, that is the best MC I have ever seen.
Mhm,
Not only just in her
mhm.
lyrical delivery, the cadence, but she also can work a crowd. So I have been a fan of hers since that time. And as luck would have it, and as fate would have it, we got together and started working on a business level, and it has been an experience since that moment. So, Demi, without further ado, what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and start off with some music before we start peppering you with questions.
Yeah.
I don't know which one the intern is going to pick first. But we got 4 of your songs, and we're just going to talk about them as they pop up. So, intern, let the first one rip.
It's Demi Dayy. Free my mind and leave the world behind. I buried all my time. I know it's all a lie. Okay, I've been out of my mind. Ain't been stressing about time, pressing rewind, see what I find. I reached the peak from behind. Yesteryear when I grind, future gon' shine. Know what I stand on and know what I land on. Oceans are blue, we lay the sand on, and we put our hands on every blessing and every lesson we need. Put my depression to sleep. Know my expression is better whenever I speak, whenever I breathe. Know that I am, fuck if I can. This for the clan, this for the whole crew who support me, even in moments they don't understand. This ain't for the gram, this for my soul. Let it take hold, making me whole. Some of my parts be better when I take it back to the start, back to the heart, and all of that shit. Cardiovascular center legit. One with the rhythm, impeccable system. If they cannot match it, I don't really feel them. They cannot catch it, I ain't really near them. They are not true, I won't really hear them. One with myself, can't really fear them. Know that I'm up, no need to revere them. All that I am is all that I be. I do this for me, this is the void. Do this for me, this is the void. Do this for me. Free my mind and leave the world behind. I buried all my time. I know it's all a lie. Free my mind and leave the world behind. I buried all my time. I know it's all a lie.
Okay, love that track. And Demi, what is the name of that track?
Void.
That is called Void.
Mm-hmm.
So, can you tell us a little bit about your creative process and what inspired you to write that track?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was on a cross-country road trip in the middle of the pandemic, and we were drove from New York to California, and so somewhere along the way, I was writing that song. And for me, you know, being in the pandemic, it was just sort of a moment to reflect inward. And I feel like everyone kind of had permission to tune out, you know? And so that's really what the inspiration for this song was. It was me tuning out all the noise and being like, wow, like, where can I go? What can I do now that I have this time to reflect, pause, and think on it, you know? So, yeah.
So during the pandemic, it just made you like just feel like you wanted to tune out, and that is where you came up with this song? Or was it something that was going on in your life that made it feel like it a void? Is that
Yeah, so the idea of the void is like all of this inner potential in space. Like we carry this infinite potential in us, right? That's void of everything else, right? And then we have these experiences and these conversations and we latch on to certain things. But how can we always constantly tap back into that void when we want to reset, you know?
right?
And so that's really where I was coming from. And kind of because I was on that road trip, you know, we're seeing all of the scenery, the mountains, the trees, like just everything. And in thinking that all of this was birthed from a void once upon a time.
Right.
Look
Wow.
at what it's become, right? So how much then can I become? Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very powerful.
I'm
Powerful.
smiling because I knew you were
Yes.
going deep. I just knew it.
We are here.
I
I
did.
just that's why I had to ask because I'm like
Yeah,
the name you got Void and then
right.
I'm like DRay. That was deep, very deep.
Yeah, and it's like my soul gets fed every time I hear you speak. So I knew it was coming. So can you tell us who inspired you to start this music business? Who inspired you to get started in the music business?
In the music business or like
Well, let's start. Well, you know what? You're right. Let's start at the beginning. Who
okay,
inspired you to do music?
okay. That would be the likes of Missy Elliott and Ludacris
Hmm.
Mhm.
for
I could
sure.
see that. I could see that.
Uh-huh.
Right.
I can see that. Why Ludacris?
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up on Luda and like his wordplay and the way he delivers his rhymes just will always blow me away. And I'm like, that is so cool. It's so fun. And it's like, I want to do that. Like I can do that. That just seems like a cool thing. So I wanted to play with words the way Luda did. Yeah, and then being able to see someone like Missy Elliott um, do what she did was like, okay, that felt like the permission to do it
Right.
as a young girl.
Mm.
Hmm.
I definitely can feel Missy Elliott. I can see why that would be someone that would inspire you. Definitely. I almost want to say Carly B a little bit too. With, literally, because just of the way that she came into the music industry, she was a little raw and she did stuff literally her own way, but she made people recognize her. And that's where I feel like you're coming from. Like you have your own platform. You don't really fit into no one's stage, far as I'm concerned. And you set it off with Void for me. I love that.
Mm.
Word, thank you.
So, for all of our listeners and all of our people, please feel free to comment and ask any questions. So, Demi, my
Absolutely.
next question to you would be, what would be something that would surprise the average fan that maybe most people don't know about you? What would be something that would be like, oh, for real? What is something that most people don't know
I'm a
that you actually want them to know?
yeah, I'm a queer reverend, and that surprises people all the time. Like the fact that I'm a rapper and a reverend surprises people, and the fact that I'm a reverend and I'm queer is like this double surprise to a lot of people.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
that is a real surprise.
So,
Th-
go ahead, Miss Lady.
I'm still stuck.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone. Now I get the peacefulness because I was just saying that you have a peaceful spirit about yourself. But now, wow, amazing,
Right,
amazing.
right.
That just put your music on a different another level for me. That is amazing. I hope all the audience is really paying attention and listening to you because you're phenomenal. Love that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was that's it's been a dope experience, especially on the couple of sets that we've been on together. Um, just to see that the way Demi and the team operate and the way they move, it is always a peaceful experience. Even though it can be tense and tedious sometimes, it's always like you can tell somebody has been praying and doing whatever because we never want to leave when we're doing things like that. So before we get into any more questions, I say we need to listen to another track. What do
Yes.
you think, Miss Lady?
Let's bless them
Oh,
with it.
wait. Before we go, DJ Gooch, I was thinking more of MC Light on the delivery and knowledge. Miss Demi drops her lyrics. I could see that.
Definitely. Yes, definitely.
The first
Definitely.
time I recorded a hip hop song, I stepped out the booth and the engineer was like, "You remind me of MC Light." So like, literally, you know, the minute that I started in the music business, that was the comparison.
You know what
I
it
can
is.
see
It's
that.
not so much as it's not so much as that you sound like MC Light, but
Mm-hmm.
it's the authority and the spirit behind your delivery.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
one of my favorite lines is, "I'm not conceited, I'm convinced." You are
Right.
actually convinced, and it is very, very easy for people to believe, like, oh, not only is she dope, she knows she dope. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I think that's a Jedi move for you.
Cause
So
and
in,
your
yeah,
voice
go ahead.
is so sorry, your voice is so
Mhm.
soft, but yet so aggressive. Like when you speak with authority. So you demand, people's attention, even though it's so soft and mellow. So
Right,
yeah.
right.
Right.
God, people need
So
to keep their eyes on you
facts.
because you a
Uh,
sneaky one.
all right. So intern, play our next one. Let's see what's going on.
It's Demi Day. Prince Demi in the building. Make a way for me if you ready and you willing. Put some stock in this regime. Multiplied it by 1,000,000. They say sky's the limit, so I had to break the ceiling. I've been bidding on some better days. Decolonize the mind, move around in better ways. I'm Eminem and Jay-Z on some renegade. Never been afraid. Had to break away to change. You know I couldn't be a slave. Organize a new array. You get to see disseminate. I've been letting it germinate before I put it on your plate. You watching one of the greats, realest to ever do it. I told him I'm going stupid. Boy, girl, gender fluid. The pedigree deep rooted. Legacy included, the jealousy computed, calculated, better music. I'm looking in y'all's eyes, seeing it come alive. Everything I verbalize, magnified, now I rise. Royalty, the way I move around, I need some loyalty. I'm sitting on a throne now. Quit telling me to calm down. Royalty, the way I move around, I need some loyalty. I'm sitting on a throne now. Quit telling me to calm down. Prince Demi in the palace. Sipping from a chalice, this all came from better practice. Heart a little calloused, I've been writing from the soul. Pure spirit full of gold, precious thing to behold. And my core, I'm in control of every single moment. How I perceive the world is exactly how I hone it. Saw me suitcasing, now they bout to catch me throning. Owning every proverb, every lesson, every omen. Got the chicken, now it's time to debone it. Y'all can chase 1,000,000 while I subdue my opponents. I am not the type to sit still while I'm growing. I am not the one to sign a deal while I'm flowing. Rowing on the streams, a few like the Marines. Commander my team, best believe we getting rings. And these are a few my favorite things. I was born to be supreme, word from the cherubim. Yeah. Royalty, the way I move around, I need some loyalty. I'm sitting on a throne now. Quit telling me to calm down. Royalty, the way I move around, I need some loyalty. I'm sitting on a throne now. Quit telling me to calm down. Demi Day, hard turn great. Part of the plan.
Bang, bang.
Yes, yes. I have to know what headspace or who or what inspires you to write this one. Quit telling me to calm down. Like, who was telling you? Who was telling you to calm down?
Oh man.
Facts.
Gosh. This song, really the beat itself, like when I came across that record, I was like, oh, I have to write to this. And the Prince Demi had been a nickname among me and a few of my friends. I have a dog named Prince. So it was like a joke at first, but then it was like, it's kind of very fitting. And just this idea, like I had, and Danny knows because him and we ran 2019 like crazy. You know, we did like, I don't know, like 50 shows. We were winning awards. We were everywhere. And, you know, along the way, I mean, there were a lot of people who either supported you or they hated you, you know? And it was very much that feeling of like, okay, well, clearly I got it. Clearly we're in royal territory here, but also like some people need to be told. Right? Like some people need to be told to just like get out of my way. I'm coming for everything that's meant for me, and like you got a problem with that, you can exit stage left. And so that was kind of the energy behind the song.
Well, you sure told them. Don't tell her to calm down, y'all, please. Matter of fact, I want them to tell you to, okay, right. I want them to tell her to calm down. Calm down one more time so you can come back with a remix. Cause
no, that was my job. Cause see, Demi and the crew, they come and whatever, and then there'll be points that I'll be ready to go nuclear. It's like, okay, you want to deal with the peace or you want to deal with the war? But it's all good though. It's all good.
Oh God, I love that song.
Shout out to the Sinister Bastard. So
yes.
Demi, my question to you is related to what you told us a few minutes ago. When people find out that you are a queer pastor, queer reverend, do you feel like there is a judgment that gets made before they listen to you? If they, you know what I'm saying? Like if they are just meeting you and they hear that, there's a judgment that gets made before the music gets heard. That you sometimes have to now, you got to educate people or that immediately turns people off. Can you talk about that juxtaposition of your identity as a human being and your identity as a recording artist? How does that sort of play into itself?
Yeah, I think it's interesting because I mean, people definitely do judge. I mean, that's what we do as people, and I think for me, it really depends on where the person is situated when they hear that, what their judgment's going to be, right? Some people hear that and they go, okay, so she's a Christian rapper. I am not a Christian rapper. But you can get some spiritual nuggets from my music, but I'm not trying to bring people to Christ through the music, right? But some people will see that. Some people will hear that and they go, oh, she's a hypocrite because you can't be queer and be a reverend. So now I don't want to listen to her music because what is she doing? Like that doesn't line up with my beliefs, right? And then you have people in the queer community who will hear that and be like, I don't want nothing to do with you because you're a reverend and I've got my own set of trauma from the church, right? So yeah, it's a mixture, right? I think depending on where people are postured, what their first thought is, if that's how they get introduced to me.
And so to piggyback off of DRay's question, when writing your lyrics, because people can be so judgmental, does that make you maybe dummy down some of what you want to say or try to think about how you're going to put it out there? Or do you just flow with however it comes?
It depends on the record, honestly. Like I have had my moments where I'm writing and I have particular listeners in mind, right? Okay. And then there's sometimes when I'm writing and there are no listeners in mind. It's just me and my pen and my thoughts. So you get a mixed bag with the music, and yeah, I will say I think when I'm writing hooks, I am always trying to write something catchy, something that people can hold on to. But the lyrics in the verses, I mean, usually I try to tune everybody else out and just write, what I have in my heart.
Okay. Well, don't tell her to calm down. So I hope the ones that told you to calm down, they need to hear this. See what happens when y'all tell her to calm down? Come hard.
So Demi, you talked about 2019, and that was like a real magical year for us. And I sometimes think that it took a pandemic to slow us down because that's how we was really moving, because we was making some moves in 2019. Can you tell me what was the favorite place? What was your most favorite thus far venue to perform in? And then there's a follow-up question. But what was the favorite of from 2019 up until now? What's been your favorite place to perform?
Okay. I mean, my all time favorite is the Artist Block. I mean, I'll say that anywhere, everywhere. One, I
Shout out
just
to
love.
the artist. Yeah, shout out to the Artist Block in Greensboro, North Carolina.
One, I just love the space. I love
Mm-hmm.
the owners. I love what they've created there. And then I love how many times I've been invited to that space. And so to me, that's like my home arena. Like that's home turf. Like I want to be in the Artist Block. Oh, this is where it goes down, you know? So yeah, that's definitely my favorite space. I really feel alive in that space. I mean, there are some other spaces that are cool because they're bigger and things like that, but I like the intimacy at the Artist Block.
And you can get you a nice little drink at the Artist Block too. Let me tell you, they not stingy. So follow up question: what was your least favorite venue to perform in, and why?
Ooh. I don't know. I mean, honestly,
You know what? You know what? That's a messy question.
that's a mess. But I would say this. I would say this, right? Because there's a handful of venues and events that I've performed at where, again, going back to Prince Demi and some of the inspiration behind that, where, you know, my team and I just aren't treated with the respect that we deserve, you know? And, you know, we never show up in a space disrespectful. But, you know, you reach a venue and no one wants to talk to you. The people working the sound don't care, or they're too busy spending time on another artist, and, you know, or they're playing sexism, and it's like, who cares, you know? And those tend to be the worst spaces to perform in. Like I take a venue where the tech may not be up to par, right? And my sound quality may not be up to par, but at least I'm being treated with the respect I deserve over a venue where I'm being disrespected any day. And, you know, when that happens, it's like, we're not coming back. We're not coming back.
Right.
Yeah, because it seems like, you know, venues like the Artist Block, those intimate spaces, it affords you an opportunity, you know, because it's not like some big grandiose performance that people are getting fooled by the light show, they're getting fooled by whatever the case may be. It is literally, they can see that you're not lip syncing. They can see that you're not reading your lyrics off of your phone, which is a big pet peeve of mine.
Wait, who is doing rap?
Right.
Look, you would be surprised. I have seen at open mic. Matter of fact, you've been to one of my open mics in my city at Fire Nights. And I remember it's been a couple of rappers that would get the lyrics from, and I'm over there rolling my eyes because I can't help it. And I'm like, they were like, but you know, you got a problem with that? I say, yeah, you don't know your stuff. If you got to read your lyrics off your phone, you ain't sat long enough with it for me. So, but that's a whole nother separate. I could do a whole show on that. But the intimacy, like we've been in some really big venues, some big, you know, like you've done the Coliseum, what was it? The theater at North Carolina Central when you opened for T.I. And you know, they treated us really good. We got to eat with T.I. and everything. And you also done the Ramcat in Winston-Salem, which is great venue. Lights, the monitors, everything you could think of. But it is something about creating those relationships with your fans that turns them into super fans, that turns them into, I want a t-shirt, I want a hat, I want a sticker, I want everything you got, because now we're in a relationship. So shout out to the small venues out there still crushing it.
Yes,
Miss
I
Lady,
don't know the small
venues.
No, I just want to shout out to the small venues as well, especially the one that, like you said, Demi, keeps inviting you back. That's just showing you love, and that's just showing you how much they appreciate and also see in you. But to the ones that treated you disrespectful, can't hold you back. That's all I can say. You know, you're very powerful, and I just love what I'm hearing thus far.
Yeah, shout out to Mr. Glass. You open for T.I.
Yes, that was gonna be my question. How did you feel about that? What type of experience was that for you?
It was cool. It was one of those fly by night sort of things. I remember talking to a friend of a friend who happened to see me perform at a birthday party, and that was unexpected. I wasn't even planning to, like, I was just there to support the birthday girl, and she was like, "Can you do a song for me?" I'm like, "All right, cool." And then one of her friends was like, "Oh, wow, that was amazing. We're doing this event with T.I., and I think I can get you in as the opener." And I was like, "Okay," you know. And at the same time, I'm like, you know, I know in this industry, you don't, take anything for granted. So I'm just like, yeah, I'll hold my breath on that one, you know. So when I got the call that it was official and I would be opening up for T.I., like, I mean, we had no time to really prepare. Like, you know, like, I think I got the call on like late Thursday night, show was Saturday. Like,
wow.
So, but yeah, it was a good time.
And
what show did you? Oh, go ahead, DRay. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, and trust and believe, she killed it.
What song did you perform?
I did a record called "Back to the Root," which was by request. The person who booked me wanted me to do that record.
Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah. I have fond memories of that because that was one of the first times that my kids thought that dad might be a VIP. You know, because we had special places for us to park. We had special seats down front. And, you know, my oldest daughter, it's like, "Oh my God, there's T.I. Oh my God, he's so cute." and, you know, and this was the first time I was like, you know, Dad actually might be on to something there. But yeah, that was a good time. All right. So, yeah, Miss Glass, that's so dope.
Yeah.
So we're at the bottom. It's been 30 minutes already.
Already. I know we got to get into her next song, DRay.
Yeah, we got to get into the next song. Okay, Mr. Intern, hit us up.
Never settle. Over there dealing with the devil. All of them hate, we some rebels. All of them hate, we some rebels. Pedal to the metal, never settle. Over there dealing with the devil. All of them hate, we some rebels. All of them hate, we some rebels. I made a deal with the universe. Truth and verse, if the hearse doesn't see me first, my reverse be the curse, that's a blessing in disguise. I come in defeat if you come for my demise. No surprise, open eyes on a sucker with a soul. Wisdom out wide, I revise my role. Never been told what to do, only told how to play. Anytime I wanna win, gotta do it my way. I'm a boss, I'm a prince, I'm a motherfucking god. Working my magic like a motherfucking job. Shorty been had it, every hater been static. What I do is cinematic like an Oscar with a nod. I ain't have to be the best, but I am. Baby, I ain't have to do it all, but I can. And anybody trying to make me stall can get jammed or get slammed by the hustling on the hustle with the rock in her hand, that's all. Pedal to the metal, never settle. Over there dealing with the devil. All of them hate, we some rebels. All of them hate, we some rebels. Pedal to the metal, never settle. Over there dealing with the devil. All of them hate, we some rebels. All of them hate, we some rebels.
See, I'm old school. I need that to be about 10 minutes long. I need that I need the instrumental to that. I need to be riding
Yeah,
around.
like
I need
she
to be
should have
riding around
talked.
playing that. You know what I mean? You know, like had a Puff Daddy moment. You want me?
Yeah, like where
You
she
want
had to
me?
come
I'm
in and then
outside.
talk
What you
some
want?
of that out.
Yeah. Talk your shit, Prince Demi. So, what was the name of that track?
That track's called Metal.
Ooh, what is the
inspiration
message that you
Yeah.
want someone to get out of that song
Oh,
right there?
I just want people to go hard for what they want in life, you know. It's interesting because so we started out with The Void, and that's a part of the first song of a 7-part series, and the last song is Metal. So I walk people through all the elements, and so it's just a fun project to work on because you build, and by the point you get to Metal, you just feel like invincible, you know. So yeah, that's me on the background vocals.
Yeah, DJ Gooch is asking who's doing the background vocals.
Yes.
A lot of people know Demi's the actual secret singer. So,
The secret singer.
Demi can sing her butt off. So, quick question. Go ahead, Miss Lady.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say because he asked about singing. I just want to know: do you sing in the shower? And if you do, what songs do you sing?
Oh yeah, I definitely sing in the shower. It depends on the day, though, what I might be singing. I sing in the shower. I write in the shower in my head. Like I'll start writing stuff in the shower. I conceptualize songs in the shower. The shower is a great time for creativity.
So to piggyback off of that question, on Metal, we go hard. Did you start off with the vocals, or I mean, what made you even start that?
Yeah, I started with the vocals, with the We Go Hard, and then the lyrics came after. But I had that part for a while, actually. So I had that part for like maybe a month before I wrote the verse.
Mm-hmm.
And I came back.
So what inspired you to get to the verse? Like you was just like when you in your creative, where are you? Is it most likely like DRay say, is it in the shower, or are you just wherever you are, it just flows and you just go with it?
Yeah, it could be anywhere, honestly. It just depends. Like sometimes I'm scribbling on the nearest thing I got, or I'm writing a snippet on my phone or recording something on my phone. Sometimes I'm actually like at my desk or in the studio and I'm actually able to like really dedicate and polish up something. But yeah, it varies. I think with Metal, I had the hook and I waited until I finished all of the other songs in the series. And then I sat down and wrote that verse to bring it all to completion. Yeah.
So, first of all, we had a question from Blast Music. Demi, are you open for collabs? What is your position on collaborations?
Word. I'm all about collaboration. I love collaborating. So if we can work something out, let's do it.
All right. Lena Janelle, yes, agreed on singing in the shower. Water brings out calm and creativity, etc., etc. I agree.
Yeah.
Who would you like to collaborate? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead. Yeah, that's a good
Who would you like to collaborate with if you could pick?
I know who I would pick.
Oh, where? Who's that?
I would love to see you get on a track with Rhapsody. I would just love to see MC by the name of Rhapsody.
Okay.
She's out of North Carolina as well. She's Ninth Wonder. She's on Ninth Wonder's label, and had one of the dopest hip hop albums in the last 10 years that got snubbed. That I'm still not over that part. But who's on your like top 3 collab list right now?
My top 3 collab list? Woo! There's a new artist, up and coming artist by the name of Doechii. who's super creative. Would love to collaborate with them.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to collaborate with Andre 3000.
I can see that. I can see that.
Oh, that would be dope.
And y'all know I got to kick it back to Missy.
Yes, okay. But Andre, why Andre 3000?
Andre 3000 is a mastermind. Like, I just, oh, that would be so much fun. That would be so much fun. I feel like, you know, there are very few people who I feel like would collaboratively really like push my pen, but I think Andre would really push it. Like, yeah. I don't even know what that collaboration would look like. Yeah.
That would be like some kind of, no, it would be on the level of like the Big Bang. I think like galaxies would be created. It would be something, it would be like an order of magnitude that we have never seen before.
Never.
It's like, wow, that part.
You'd have so many people just stuck on TV. I would love to see that. Love. So between Andre and Missy Elliott, who would you want first?
I would definitely want Missy first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think that would be kind of dope because Missy's also a producer. So it's like,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? And so it would be kind of all encompassing or whatever. But I'm still curious as to what you and a creative like Andre 3000 would come up with. That would be dope.
Yeah.
So before we get into your last song, let's open up and talk about the business a little bit. As an independent artist, how has the internet changed your career and changed how you reach fans in this music business?
Word. Yeah, the internet, man, it's made it an incredible journey. In the sense that I feel like there's been a little bit more transparency about the process and you know where I'm at, because there is this digital audience that is there, that's watching, that can engage, you know, and then also in terms of distribution, it's made it a lot more accessible. So yeah, I mean, just the idea that I, at the power of my fingertips, can get my music out to the world is crazy. Like, I don't have to be discovered, right? I can just do this and, you know, connect with the people I want to connect with through my music. So, I mean, I feel like that's been huge.
So what's some of the best advice that you've been given that made you start your platform? What was some of the best advice that you was given, you would like to give out to somebody that's trying to get into this?
I mean, like, all of the best advice, it always sounds cliche, right?
Okay.
Like,
all right.
Going, right?
Okay.
That sounds cliche to a lot of people, but I mean, it's so true. Your next move is always going to be better. Like, so just keep going, and building whatever it is you're building toward, to be you, right? Which I think is hard for a lot of people, especially in the digital age. We're always performing. We're always putting on for an audience. And so the idea of being ourselves, most people, they don't know who they are. And so being able to take a step back and realizing who you are, and leaning into that, those are probably two of the most important things in my mind. And then in addition to keep going is to take your time.
That's good.
It's not a fast lane in the way people want to make it out to be. Just take your time, because I'm always a fan of quality over everything, right? I'd rather put out one good song than 50 mediocre ones any day. Something that I can be proud of, something I know I didn't have to rush on, that I had time to think about. And when you're taking your time, you can learn along the way. Versus when you're going really, really fast, it's hard to learn and pick up on the lessons because everything's just happening. But if you're taking your time, take some time to assess take a step back and be like, what worked, what didn't work, what do I want to do next? A lot of people end up doing stuff because they just are doing it, and then they realize I didn't want to be doing this, but I didn't know what I wanted, so I was just doing what was there to do, you know. So yeah, people should take their time.
So where do you see yourself in the next couple of years?
So right now I'm working on the foundations of a new company, creative agency. So yes, I'm hoping in the next 2 years that will be a full force to be reckoned with. Yeah.
So what would be the primary focus of that next venture?
Right.
Are you going to or create focus?
Say that one more time.
What's going to be the focus of your next business venture, the one you just mentioned? Is it going to be, are you going to be working with creatives? Are you going to be working with younger artists? What's going to be your focus of what?
Yeah, so the focus of the agency is branding and design. So we do want to work alongside creatives and solo entrepreneurs and social impact organizations to get them where they need to be. And so I'm excited with what I'm going to be able to bring to the table with that as an artist, because I know that will be one of the niche lanes that we'll have in terms of brand packaging and artist development and all that jazz. I feel like I have a lot to teach and to offer in terms of services.
That
Definitely
says, yes, social media and the internet in general levels the playing field. I think it's a great time to be either an up and coming or established creative.
true.
Quick follow-up question. What is the downside of the internet right now? Because it's great for your career, but have you run into any negatives on social media that, you would say to yourself, if it wasn't for me having to, market this music, I wouldn't be on social media. Have you run into any of that?
Yeah, I mean, look, if you follow me on social media, you'll notice I don't. I feel like the internet, especially for millennials, it has become the career thing to do, right? It's become the platform in which you can market yourself. You can gain financial freedom if you can jazz up an audience. And so that's all you see all the time is people working toward their social media platforms in that way, especially in my generation. And I am not going to get congratulations fatigue. So, like, we weren't created to congratulate that many people that many times a day. We spend all day scrolling. Oh, you got married. Congratulations. Oh, you started a business. Congratulations. Oh, you graduated. Congratulations. Oh, your son's going to second grade. Congratulations. And it's just overwhelmed in a way, because I just don't think humans were built to function like that. And so you're constantly receiving this information all the time. And so I do think people get tired of it. And we don't talk about the fatigue enough. People have to apologize or rationalize why they're going to step away from social media. That in and of itself is crazy to me. You'll see people post, hey, gonna be stepping off and taking some time for myself for the next 3 months. It's did we have to announce that? Why? What is going on psychologically with us?
Right.
Announce that, but it's because we always have a digital self existing somewhere, and that does something psychologically to the mind. It really does.
Right.
Yeah, the chemical balances is just all out of whack.
Right.
Wow. That's perfectly said.
Right. As Lena said, say word.
Yes.
All right. Let's roll this last one. What we got?
Hot take, I'm flipping work like hotcakes, giving my word, high stakes. Prices absurd, but that's my rate. Pay me my money, nothing about me is lucky. I've been in this bitch going dummy. I rap like a mummy. They looking at me kinda funny, but every check looking lovely. I know my worth, flexing so hard that it hurt. I got it all out the dirt, fat in the purse, charging a rack for a verse. Niggas must be on alert, show them the proof. I do not need me a booth to do all the shit that I do. I'm better than you. Trust me, you say that shit too if you seen all the shit from my view. Nigga, I'm cool, show me the loot. I'm gone with the wind, go get me a flute like I am the band. I don't think they understand the shit I could do with these hands. Part of the plan, they counted me out again. But trust me, I know I'm the man. Do all that I can, plus every revenue stream is a part of me building my brand. I do it all. I do it, yeah, I do it, yeah, I do it all. I do it, I do it, I do it, I do it, I do it all. Yeah, I do it, I do it, I do it all. I do it, I do it, I do it, I do it, I do it all. Yeah, I do it, I do it, I do it all. I do it, I do it, I do it, I do it, I do it all. Yeah, I do it, I do it, I do it all. I do it, I do it, I do it, I do it, I do it all. Cold blood, don't give a fuck who I once was. Where I am now is a move up. All by my lonely, I do does. Cry me a river, a few doves, cause I am the prince of a new club. Spaded the diamond my heart loves, cause I be the whole deck, not a part of. I know myself, internalizing my wealth. I never needed the help, no way to fail. All I can do is prevail. Wisdom so deep it's a whale. Every detail, part of a way bigger spell. Y'all better get up to scale, cause I'm setting sail. And trust me, the size of my talent's so massive, I flip like a whale. Whew, shawty, I be moving like I'm not a fucking human. Any shit that I'm pursuing, put my energy into it. Ain't no time to sit and view it. Add it up and not compute it. I should probably be saluted, because every time I do it, I do it all. I do it, yeah, I do it, yeah, I do it all. I do it, I do it, I do it, I do it, I do it all. Yeah, I do it, I do it, I do it all. I do it, I do it, I do it, I do it, I do it all. Yeah, I do it, I do it, I do it all. I do it, I do it, I do it, I do it, I do it all. Yeah, I do it, I do it, I do it all. I do it, I do it, I do it, I do it, I do it all.
That's the one. That's the one. That is my theme song going in. Like, I do it. Oh girl, you did it all. You did it. You did it. You did it. It is nothing else to say.
Blast Nation, Demi went nuclear straight flames. That is an absolute fact. Lena Janelle.
So as you can tell,
dope as fuck. We got me wanting to suit up, Demi. I'm gonna channel this into absolutely. First of all, as we gather ourselves,
yes.
what was the inspiration behind that track?
Well, I mean, I'm definitely like a jack of all trades, and so I was like, I should write a song about this. And I noticed it wasn't just me, you know, like there's a lot of people around me that are very multi-talented. So many people are doing so many different things, right? You know, and so for me, it's a lot of creative gifts, and I do the ministry and the graphic design and the hip hop and all of that, right? But also relationally, right? Like I have different roles that I play to certain people in my life, you know, and so just wanting to pay homage to people, because I see people doing a lot. Like I mean, there are people who are parents and work a 9 to 5 and do whatever their entrepreneur stuff is at the end of the day. People who own multiple businesses, like we all are doing it all, you know. And so wanting to have an anthem for that was really the energy behind the song. Like we need an anthem because we are doing a lot.
That is my anthem. As soon as I heard it, I was like, yeah, I do it all. I just love it. I don't know anyone that can hear that song and literally sit still. It is like you use the word perfectly, an anthem. Like, yeah, it motivates you in the least motivating space. That's a very powerful, strong song. Like, amazing.
Yeah. We already got someone saying we need a Demi part 2. Well, trust and believe.
Yes.
She's in the Liftoff Hall of Fame, even though it's only our second podcast. But definitely she's invited to come back at any time. Before we wrap this up, what is, because I know you, right? And you know
Here
what
we
I
go.
think of you. You
Here
know how
we
much I
go.
love you.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what is your most useless talent? What is the thing that you can do better than anybody that everybody would be like, okay, that is completely useless. Why are you even good at that? What is your most useless talent?
That's a good question. My
Mhm.
most useless talents. Man, I can turn my tongue into a clover. It's pretty useless. Just trying to think like
The song, she could do it all, DRay. She just told us that she can do it all.
No. She knows what the look on my face is. I'm trying to be good. She knows exactly, she knows exactly what I'm thinking right now. And we only got but 3 minutes, and I don't want to get us kicked off of YouTube and Facebook.
Right. So please don't, because I know we all went
But she
there.
knows exactly what I'm thinking right now.
I know it. See, you gotta
But no,
get your mind out the gutter.
that ain't
Right.
gutter.
But I went there with him though. I
You
had to
went there.
I was like,
Hey,
that's why I said you do it all, huh?
hey,
You
look
gonna do it. I'm
here.
gonna play it safe.
Look here. And that song's for Solomon straight up. That ain't in the gutter. Anyway, we've had that discussion before too. But I have to say, y'all, like I have witnessed Demi going to a studio at like 8, 9, 10 in the morning maybe, and not come out of there till like 10, 11 o'clock that night. And just rhyme after rhyme after rhyme after rhyme. And like the stamina is just like crazy. I have seen her perform and literally put chills up people's back. So I just need people to know how special you are and how honored I am to walk this path with you. And so, can you tell us where to find your music? What are all of your social media handles so that everybody can find you on social media whenever you decide to be on social media? But where can they find your music?
Yes, it's on DemiDayOfficial.com, and then all the socials are at DemiDayOfficial. Yeah, you can also Google Demi Day, and that should bring up all the streaming platforms and stuff.
She said, "Google me, bastard. Google me."
That's because she do it all. The anthem is she do it all.
All right, Demi, you got any shout outs?
Just shout out to the Day crew, to all my supporters, all my fam. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, and we just gonna keep doing us.
Yes. Well, I'm glad that I'm graced with your presence. It was amazing. I'm just excited to have met you. Thank you, DRay, for bringing her on here. You are phenomenal. I can't wait to see what's coming up next. You just keep doing it all. Amazing.
Thank you.
And
thanks for having me.
Yeah, you know how I feel about you. You know I love you. Last question. Can you really tell us why the Steelers are better than the Cowboys?
Here we go. Blink twice if you need help. Because I know it's a little blurry.
Can we talk about how much better the black and gold is than them pretenders down there, and they're not even in
the
Dallas.
Bumblebees? Because that's the only colors I see. I'm telling you, it's like bzz, bzz, bzz. That's all I see, black and yellow. Bees.
You know what? Go ahead, Demi.
Listen, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Y'all just gotta keep up.
Yeah, that's right.
That was so sweet. That was so sweet. You know, I'm gonna let y'all make it because of Demi. Only because of Demi. I promise you. I still see bees, and I can hear. It's a little buzzy over here, but that's all right.
Stick around, Demi. Thank y'all for tuning in to Lift Off. We are so glad that you took the time to check us out. We will be back next week. Signing off. Peace.
Signing off. Thank